Most women won't come out and say it. They won't text, "I want you." They won't confess their feelings up front. But make no mistake, her body, her behavior, and her psychology will scream it if you know how to read the signs. Welcome back to Psychology Insight, the channel where we decode human behavior, especially the hidden desires and emotional patterns that most people never notice. Today, we're revealing the secret signals a woman sends when she's craving you, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. These signs aren't always obvious. In fact, the more she wants you, the more she might try to hide it. But if you pay attention, really pay attention, you'll start to see it. In her eyes, her voice, her silence, her jealousy. Let's dive in. 1. She accidentally includes you in her future plans. When a woman starts craving you, one of the first shifts happens in her language. She starts slipping you into her future. Not with a grand declaration, but with casual, subtle hints. She'll say things like, "We should go there one day," or "You'd love this place I visited." At first glance, it seems harmless, right? Just casual conversation. But dig deeper, and you'll realize it's not casual at all. What she's doing is subconsciously creating a space for you in her world. She's mentally rehearsing what life would be like if you were a part of it. It's not just about you joining her trip or watching that show. It's about her trying to see how you fit in her life. Why? Because craving isn't always physical, it's emotional. And emotional craving makes us curious. Curious about what it would be like to have someone around long term. But here's the catch. She won't say it outright because the fear of rejection is real, even for confident women. Instead, she makes it sound hypothetical, safe. What she's really doing is testing the waters. If you shut it down, she'll take it as rejection. But if you respond warmly, if you agree, add your own ideas and play along, she gets the confirmation she needs to invest further. This type of future projection is a major clue because women don't do it with just anyone. It only happens when she starts imagining a deeper connection with you, when the craving has moved past attraction and into possibility. So the next time she brings up something that includes you in her tomorrow, don't dismiss it. That's not just small talk. That's emotional vulnerability dressed in light conversation. 2. Her body language says it all, even when her words don't. Words lie, but the body never does. When a woman secretly wants you, her body language becomes your best source of truth. Even if she says she's not looking for anything, her body will say otherwise. Watch her posture. Does she lean in when you speak, even when there's plenty of space? Does her body face you when she's sitting, even if she's in a group? Those are indicators of magnetism, her physical self being drawn toward you. Then there's eye contact. Women who crave you won't always hold your gaze for long, but when they do look, their pupils may dilate. You might catch her giving you frequent glances, or the classic look and look away behavior. That's not shyness, it's emotional activation. Notice the subtle grooming gestures too. She touches her hair more often around you, adjusts her clothes, moistens her lips. These are instinctive, subconscious behaviors tied to attraction and arousal. The most powerful signs are the ones she doesn't know she's doing. A woman might be guarded with her words, but her body reveals her emotional state. If she's relaxed around you, touches your arm lightly while laughing, or stands close during conversations, even when she doesn't have to, those are signs of craving. The human body responds before the brain does. Craving isn't always expressed with intention, it's expressed with reaction. So don't just listen to what she says. Watch how she reacts when she's near you. That's where her real desire lives. 3. She gets jealous over small things, but acts like she doesn't care. Jealousy is an emotion rooted in desire. And when a woman secretly craves you, she becomes protective of what she hasn't even claimed yet. You. She may never say it, but the moment you mention another woman, you'll feel a shift. Her energy will dip. Her facial expression will change, even if only slightly. She might act cool, even make a joke like, "Oh, your little friend again?" But the joke has an edge. Her tone, her pause, her glance, they all scream one thing: territorial alert. This isn't insecurity, it's investment. And jealousy is how that investment leaks out before she feels safe enough to admit she wants you. In psychology, this is known as prepossession jealousy. It's when someone feels entitled to your attention, even though there's no official relationship. Here's the twist. Most women don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're being subtle. but their emotional intensity spikes, and you'll feel it in how they suddenly withdraw, become sarcastic, or even competitive. If she brings up other girls you're talking to, don't get defensive. See it for what it is, a test. She's trying to see if you still belong to her emotional orbit, and if you pass that test by staying grounded, playful, and calm, her craving only intensifies. Because in her mind, she's already emotionally attached. She's just waiting for you to give her a reason to stop pretending she isn't. 4. She initiates contact, but always keeps it casual. Here's the paradox. When a woman secretly craves you, she wants to reach out, but not reveal too much. So she'll do what I call low-risk initiating. She won't say, "I miss you," or "I want to see you." Instead, she'll text something like, "Hey, did you watch that episode yet?" Or send a meme that just happens to align with your last conversation. Why? Because it's safe. If you don't respond, she can play it off. But if you do, she gets her dopamine hit. This is a psychological tactic rooted in plausible deniability. She's emotionally investing in you, but hiding that investment under layers of casual energy. She wants your attention, but she doesn't want to look needy, so she plays it light, surface level. But don't be fooled. Women don't send those late-night thinking of you texts for no reason. They don't randomly reply to your stories, send throwback pictures, or share inside jokes unless you're occupying space in their emotional world. Craving doesn't always scream, it whispers. And those whispers are often disguised as harmless check-ins. Your job? Don't overanalyze. Don't flood her with energy. Simply acknowledge her cues with relaxed curiosity. The more emotionally stable and confident you are in those moments, the more she'll drop her guard. Because here's the truth. Women crave men who can handle their indirect vulnerability. And these subtle initiations? They're her way of saying, "I want to talk to you, but I need to know it's safe first." 5. She starts mirroring you without even realizing it. This is one of the most overlooked signs of desire, mirroring. When a woman is emotionally synced with you, her body and language begin to unconsciously reflect yours. You lean back, she leans back. You smile, she smiles. You say a phrase often, and suddenly she's saying it too. Why does this happen? Because mirroring is a psychological mechanism we use to build rapport and connection. It's how the brain says, "I feel safe with you. I'm aligning with your vibe." The fascinating part? She usually has no idea she's doing it. So if you notice that she starts adopting your slang, adjusting her tone to match yours, or mimicking your gestures, it's not coincidence, it's chemistry. Mirroring is especially powerful when it comes from a place of craving. It means she doesn't just like you, she wants to be in rhythm with you. She's syncing her energy with yours. This is also a subtle way she tests compatibility. Women use mirroring as an internal check. Do we flow well? Can I match him emotionally? So pay attention to her patterns. Is she speaking more like you? Matching your pace? Laughing in sync? Those are green lights you don't want to miss. Because once a woman starts reflecting you, it means she's already absorbed a part of you. 6. She teases you. Often and playfully teasing is a form of emotional flirtation. And when a woman starts craving you, she'll often express that desire by challenging you, just enough to spark a reaction. She might call you out with a smirk, "You think you're all that, don't you?" Or, "You really believe you're charming, huh?" At first, this can feel like sarcasm or sass, but it's much deeper. Teasing is her way of building playful tension. It's how she tests your emotional strength. She wants to see, can you banter? Can you hold your own without getting flustered? Because the truth is, craving isn't just about softness, it's about emotional polarity. A woman who teases is inviting you into that polarity. She wants to feel your confidence, your masculine calm, your ability to laugh and lead. Every playful jab is a dance invitation, and the men who freeze up, get defensive, or try to one-up her, lose the rhythm. But the man who smiles, holds eye contact, and plays along without trying to win, that's the man who pulls her in deeper. Because craving doesn't always show up as warmth, It often arrives disguised as challenge. 7. Her energy changes the moment you're around. This one is powerful because it's instinctive. She can't fake it. When you enter the room, observe her energy. Does she become more alert, more expressive? Does her tone shift? Or maybe the opposite. She becomes quieter, more reserved, like something inside her just got activated. Both responses point to the same truth. You matter. When a woman craves you, her nervous system literally reacts to your presence. Her heart rate might spike. Her breathing shifts. She becomes hyper-aware of herself and of you. This reaction is biological. It's how our bodies respond when we're around someone we deeply desire. But here's the thing, women are masters of hiding this. They'll mask it with calm conversation, laughter, or indifference. Still, the energy won't lie. If you walk in and suddenly her demeanor changes, even subtly, it means your presence has weight. Women don't get flustered or excited for just anyone. So watch closely. The glow in her eyes, the way she fiddles with her jewelry, the sudden urge to fix her hair or adjust her posture. That's her craving bubbling to the surface. And if you meet that energy with grounded calm, you become unforgettable. 8. She opens up emotionally, but only with you. When a woman secretly craves you, she begins to peel back the layers, not all at once, but in controlled doses. She might tell you something small at first, something that sounds casual, like how she doesn't trust easily, or how she's been burned in the past, or how she's still figuring herself out. But listen carefully. These aren't just stories, these are signals. You see, emotional disclosure is not random. Women don't just open up to anyone. When she begins sharing deeper parts of herself, her insecurities, her doubts, her childhood stories, she's inviting you into a sacred space, the space where craving meets trust. Why is this such a powerful signal? Because emotional intimacy is the real currency of female desire. For women, physical craving often follows emotional connection. If she's starting to drop the mask with you, it means she feels something deeper than surface-level attraction. And here's the critical part. She doesn't want to feel exposed for no reason. That vulnerability is an invitation for you to either connect deeper or disappear. That's why most women test the waters with small emotional reveals. If you handle them with empathy and maturity, she'll open up more. If you dismiss or overlook them, she'll retreat fast. So if you've noticed that she shares things with you that she doesn't share with others, if she lets you see the messy parts of her life, the imperfect thoughts, the fears, that's not by accident. That's intentional craving. She doesn't want just a guy to flirt with. She wants a man who sees all of her and still stays. 9. She doesn't walk away. Even when you challenge, her craving shows up strongest in the face of emotional friction. When a woman isn't deeply invested, the moment she feels challenged, uncomfortable, or exposed, she'll detach. She'll ghost. She'll lose interest and move on to safer waters. But when a woman wants you, she stays, even when things get uncomfortable. Maybe you disagree on something. Maybe you call out a behavior she didn't expect you to notice, or maybe you simply stop giving her all your energy and she suddenly becomes more attentive, more eager to reconnect. This is where her craving outpaces her pride. You see, when you hold your frame, when you stand firm in who you are without chasing or explaining, she respects it, even if it rattles her. Because true feminine desire doesn't want to dominate a man. It wants to feel the edge of his groundedness. She may challenge you back, she may get defensive or distant, but notice this, she comes back, she re-engages, she wants to fix it. That's craving in motion. This dynamic is rooted in emotional tension. Women crave men who can challenge them without becoming chaotic. Men who remain unshaken, not controlling, not cold, but calmly assertive. So if you've ever had a moment where you thought, that conversation didn't go well, but she still texts you, still calls, still shows up, that's not confusion, that's commitment. Because when a woman truly desires you, she'd rather argue with you than feel ignored by you. And her return after discomfort, that's the most undeniable I want you signal of all. Most men wait for words. They think attraction comes through confession, when a woman tells you she likes you. But real desire, Real craving, it hides in her behavior, in her silence, in her glances, in the little emotional breadcrumbs she leaves behind. And if you've been paying attention today, you now know how to follow the trail. So here's your mission. Stop looking for big, obvious signs. Start noticing the quiet ones, the subtle ones, the ones that whisper instead of shout. Because when a woman truly craves you, she might never say it with words, but everything else about her, her energy, her attention, her reactions, will say it for her. Now, if this video revealed something to you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want weekly breakdowns on female psychology, dating behavior, and what truly drives attraction beneath the surface. And drop a comment below. Have you noticed any of these signs before, but missed them in the moment? Let's help each other decode the game.